Okay, well, Evan Williams, top seed for the Barfoot and Thompson Auckland Open. It's good to have a few more Aussies who are ranked a little bit higher coming in. Just makes things a bit fresher for you and some of the other Kiwis, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be great to see some familiar faces and see what they've been doing over their lockdown, I suppose. I guess we've had it better than them in terms of being able to play, but it's going to make it a different dynamic turning up to be able to play some different players, and I think everyone's pretty keen for it, really.
Yeah, I think that certainly seems the case. So you guys have been fortunate in New Zealand. As you've played in 3 Saturday tournaments, and you've won all 3 against 3 different opponents. I think it was Joel Arscott in one, and Tenwa Chalisi in one, and then Luamba Chalisi in the other. So you've at least had different opponents in the finals, but they've all had to play you at some stage. But just to have that freshness of Reece Dowling, Joseph White, I think Nicholas Calvert, and guys who are in the top 150, a couple of them in the top 100, they just haven't had that opportunity as many tournaments as, say, you have. I think they've had a couple, but not the sort of series that's been going on around New Zealand, have they?
Yeah, they've had a few that have been on, but I think they've been a little while apart. I know there's a few coming up, I think next month and in August. I know there's another big tournament in Bega in July, so I think they're kind of ramping up a little bit now. So I think you'll find there'll be a lot of Australian tournaments on the back half of the year. So they'll obviously play all of those and probably get stronger and stronger through them. Whereas we started a bit earlier and got our summer series in, which was great.
And what you've seen the names of these guys. You're familiar with them. None of them have the ranking that you have now, or have really had inside the top 90 or so. I think maybe 2 of them, of the Aussies, have been there. What of these guys? You know how they play, don't you?
Yeah, I've seen all of them playing before. I've played against all of them. I've actually played matches against all of them as well. So yeah, I guess it depends on how hard they worked over lockdown and how disciplined they were with their training, see if they can bring anything new to the table. I know Joey White was in Prague for an extended amount of time. He was training over there, so he would have been on court with a lot of the Czech team, and Gregory Gaultier trains out of there. So it'd be interesting to see how he's adapted his style of play. And Reece Dowling's very, very talented as well. I think he'll be a bit of a wild card this weekend. He can play extremely well when he's on, so I think he'll be a person to watch for sure. Great
stuff. And last year, obviously this Auckland Open was meant to be in, I think it was March. It's sort of been delayed, but it's great that it's still going to be on. And last year with the Auckland Open, that was just before the lockdown, I think, and we had some Korean players and people from Hong Kong and things like that. And you made the final of that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. It's 2-0 and 7-2 down in the semi-final, and managed to claw my way back and left pretty much all of myself in that semi-final, so I didn't have much left for the final. But yeah. So it's a friendly tournament for me, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's been a strange 12 months, hasn't it? I mean, for everybody around the world, of course, but it's just for you trying to be a squash pro and a squash coach. You've had to. I mean, yes, you've kept up your training and everything else on and off court, but you've really had to adapt, haven't you?
Yeah, it has been odd, as you said. They've had very little prep before Nationals last year, and to be fair, I thought my squash was pretty ugly at Nationals, but I managed to use all my experience and get the win there. And then we had a 4-month break until the February tournament, and I thought my squash was pretty ugly there as well. But watching these matches back, having a live stream, having the Sky Sport matches to be able to watch it back, you can analyse and you can come back stronger and stronger. And now that we've had these tournaments in a row, you can only get better as you go along. You find your little gaps, you fix them, and then you come back stronger for the next tournament. So it's really exciting that this one's the 3rd one in the rung, and then that sort of builds into Nationals next month as well.